Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on VLSI design. Myself, Professor Meenakshi Thorsai, Department of ECE, KLS VDIT, Haliyar. In the previous lecture, we discussed tri-state inverter and threshold voltage. In this lecture, we will cover pass transistor, transmission gate and static load inverter. For pass transistor and transmission gate concept, you can refer module 4 lecture videos. In this lecture, we will discuss static load inverters. So before analyzing static load inverter, let us revise CMOS structure. So CMOS is a combination of PMOS and NMOS devices. So CMOS consists of a pull-up network which is built using PMOS devices and a pull-down network which is built using only NMOS devices. So this pull-down section is on if the input is logic 1, and if the pull-down network is on, the output will make a connection to ground and hence output will be logic 0. And this pull-up network is on if the input is logic 0, and if this pull-up network turns on, the output will make connection to VDD. Therefore output will be logic 1 or VDD. For example, consider a NOT gate. The expression for NOT gate is Y equals to A bar. Hence we need one pull-up device and one pull-down device. So one pull-up device, that is PMOS, one pull-down device, that is NMOS. Both the gate inputs are fed with variable A. Both the drains are interconnected, which gives you output of NOT gate. The topmost end of pull-up network is connected to VDD and the lower end of pull-down is connected to ground. Similarly, if you try to construct a CMOS circuit for 2-input NAND gate, the NAND expression is Y equals to A dot B whole bar. So dot product, hence the transistors will be connected in series. Since it is 2 input, we'll need 2 pull down devices, that is 2 NMOS, and 2 devices for pull up, that is 2 PMOSs. Since we have a complement on the expression, both NMOSs will be connected in series because of dot product, and PMOS circuit is a dual of N. Hence PMOS will be connected in parallel. So for CMOS inverter, if input is 0, PMOS device will be on and hence output will be VDD. And when the input value is VDD, NMOS section will be on and the output will be logic 0. Hence this output characteristics decreases from VDD to logic 0. In static load inverters, have static power dissipation, but whereas there is no short circuit current like CMOS inverter. So wherever power consumption is not a major concern, static load inverters can be used. So we'll analyze a inverter circuit with different forms of pull-up load. So the first circuit, the load is an resistive device. In the second circuit, load is an PMOS whose gate is permanently connected to ground, which is known as pseudo NMOS inverter. In the third circuit, pull-up is an NMOS enhancement device whose gate is shorted to drain, which in turn is connected to VDD. So this circuit is known as NMOS enhancement load inverter. And in the last one, pull-up is an NMOS depletion load, and the circuit is known as NMOS depletion load inverter, or these circuits are referred as NMOS circuits. So when the input is 0 for pull down devices, Since it is an inverter, pull down will be an single NMOS device, and if the input is 0, all these pull down devices will be in off state since it is NMOS device. So in resistive load inverter, the output will be offered a closed path towards VDD through this resistor, hence output will be logic 1. In pseudo NMOS inverter, pull down is off already. Pull up is an PMOS whose gate is permanently grounded. It means gate input is 0. Hence this PMOS will be in on state. Therefore output will be shorted to VDD and output will be logic 1. In NMOS enhancement load inverter, pull down is off again. Pull up is on because gate is shorted to drain, which in turn is connected to VDD. It means gate input is logic 1. Since it is NMOS, the pull up section will turn on and V out is offered closed path to VDD, therefore output will be logic 1. In the last circuit, pull up device is on since it is a depletion. Depletion devices are always on devices because the channel is already implanted. Therefore output node is shorted to VDD and output will be logic 1. So when input is 0, the output for the inverter will be logic 1, so which is achieved in all the 4 circuits. So when input is 0, we are able to achieve high output logic level, that is logic 1 or VDD. But when input is logic 1, so when input is logic 1 for all the 4 circuits, these pull down devices will be in on state since it is NMOS device, NMOS enhancement device. In resistive load inverter, V out will be offered a closed path towards VDD through resistor, as well as V out node will be offered a closed path towards ground because pull down is on. Hence V out will be a small output voltage, that is VOL. For NOT gate, when input is logic 1, the required output is logic 0, but since both pull up and pull down are on, the output will be getting is VOL. Similarly, in pseudo NMOS inverter, pull down is on because input is logic 1. Pull up is also on because the input to PMOS gate is logic 0. Therefore output node is pulled towards VDD as well as towards ground. The input is logic 1 for a NOT gate, required output is 0, but since pull up and pull down both are on, the obtained output voltage is VOL instead of perfect 0. The third circuit, pull down is on because input is 1. Pull up is also on because gate shorted to drain, which in turn connected to VDD. It means gate input is logic 1. So again output is pulled towards VDD as well as towards ground. The required output is 0, but since both pull up and pull down sections are on, the obtained output voltage is VOL. Similarly, in fourth circuit, that is NMOS depletion load inverter, pull down is on since Vin is 1. Pull up is always on since it is depletion device. And hence output is pulled towards VDD as well as towards ground. Input is 1, required output is 0, but since both sections are on, the obtained output is VOL. So when input is on, both sections are on, Hence the output voltage depends on the ratio of the devices, and hence these circuits are known as ratioed circuits. Plus, when input is on, both sections are on, hence it leads to static power dissipation. So these circuits can be used where power consumption is not a major concern, but if area reduction is required, then these circuits can be used. So coming to characteristics of static load inverter, when the input is 0, we are able to achieve higher output logic level, that is VDD. But when the input approaches logic 0, both pull up and pull down sections are on. Hence, when input is logic 1, both pull up and pull down sections are on. Hence, the output will be VOL. So there will be a finite gap between the output characteristics and the x-axis. So coming to the first configuration of inverter, that is resistive load inverter. So as discussed in the previous slide, when input is 0, pull down section is off, pull up section is on, and V out rises to VDD through resistor, and V in is logic 1. Both pull up and pull down sections are on, hence the output is small V out, which we refer it as VOL. If we superimpose resistor load line on a NMOS characteristics, you can observe that as we increase the resistance value, VOL decreases and current flowing through the inverter decreases, and as the resistor value is decreased, VOL rises and on current increases. Selection of resistor value would seek a compromise between VOL, current drawn, and pull-up delay that increases with the resistance value. Since the load is a resistor which is a passive component, so it consumes more silicon chip area. So we try to replace this pull-up with an active load, that is using MOSFET in the next configurations. So the next configuration is an NMOS enhancement load inverter. So the load is an NMOS enhancement device whose gate and drain terminals are shorted, which in turn is connected to VDD. So NOT gate will have a single NMOS device as a pull down network. So when Vin is 0, pull down is in off state. Pull up is on because gate is shorted to VDD, and hence V out will be shorted to VDD. But instead of obtaining VDD as a logic output, since it is NMOS pass transistor, it gets degraded by VT, and the maximum output value we get is VDD minus VT. Similarly, for NAND gate, the pull-up device will remain fixed, that is NMOS enhancement device whose gate and drain terminals are shorted. And for NAND gate, pull down is two NMOS devices connected in series with gate inputs A and B respectively. So when both pull up and pull down sections are on, the output depends on ratio of the devices, hence these circuits are termed as ratioed circuit. So for NMOS depletion load inverter, NMOS depletion device is used as an pull-up load, and pull-down varies as per the digital circuit we are going to implement. For NOT gate, pull-down is a single NMOS device, and pull-up is an NMOS depletion device whose gate and source terminals are shorted. So when input is 0, pull-down is off state, pull-up is in on state. Since it is a depletion device, depletion devices are always on because channel is already implanted in depletion devices. Hence Vout will be logic 1 or VDD. Whereas when input is 1, pull down is on, pull up is also on since it is depletion device. Therefore Vout is pulled towards VDD as well as towards ground. Since input is 1, required output is 0, but since pull up and pull down sections are on, the output will be VOL. So hence output depends on both pull up as well as pull down section. Hence these circuits are termed as ratioed circuit. Sorry, the label of the figure is wrong. It has to be NMOS depletion load inverter instead of pseudo NMOS. Similarly, if it is NMOS depletion load NOR gate, for NOR gate, pull down is 2 NMOSs connected parallelly because the expression for NOR is Y equals to A plus B whole bar. The next circuit is a pseudo NMOS inverter. For pseudo NMOS inverter, pull up is an PMOS whose gate is permanently grounded, and pull down will vary as per the Boolean expression. For NOT gate, pull down is a single NMOS device with gate connected to input variable Bin, and pull up is an PMOS device whose gate is permanently grounded. So when Bin is 0, pull down is in off state. Pull up is in on state because PMOS gate is connected to 0, and hence Vout is shorted to VDD. Therefore output will be logic 1 or VDD. Whereas when input is logic 1, pull down will be in on state. Pull up is on because gate is permanently grounded, hence output is pulled towards VDD as well as towards ground. Since input is 1, required output is 0, but since both pull up and pull down sections are on, the output obtained is VOL. That is, the output will depend on the ratio of the devices. Hence these circuits are termed as ratioed circuit. Similarly, if you try to implement pseudo NMOS NAND gate, pull up will remain fixed, that is PMOS gate permanently grounded. For NAND gate, the expression is A dot B whole bar dot product. So both A and B devices are connected in series. For NOR gate, expression is A plus B whole bar. Therefore A and B are connected in parallelly. So derive the output expression for pseudo NMOS inverter. So if you observe the circuit, VGS for PMOS device is minus VDD, VGSP, VG minus VS. So gate voltage for PMOS is 0, source voltage is VDD, therefore VGSP is minus VDD. And VDSP, drain voltage of PMOS minus source voltage of PMOS. Drain voltage for PMOS is Vout, source voltage is VDD, therefore VDSP is Vout minus VDD. Suppose when Vout is 0, if Vout is 0, then VDSP will be minus VDD, and suppose if the output is VDD, VDSP will be 0. Since it is a pseudo NMOS inverter circuit, we have two output possibilities, that is logic 0 and logic 1 or VDD. So with these Vout values, this is the VDSP values we'll be getting. So for P transistor to operate in saturation, the condition is VDSP has to be less than or equal to VGSP minus VT. So VGSP is minus VGD minus threshold value. So when input is 1, both these sections are on, pull up as well as pull down, and the output will depend on ratio of the devices. So we'll be deriving this case. So the expected output required is 0. So when output is 0, VDSP is minus VGD. So minus VGD less than or equal to minus VGD minus VT. So this condition is not satisfied here. So it means the transistor, PMOS transistor, is operating in linear region. So IDS for NMOS device is given by beta by 2 VGS minus VTN square. That is saturation current expression, because when input is 1, pull down is on, pull up is also on, because gate is permanently grounded. Hence output is pulled towards VDD as well as towards ground. Input is 1, required output is 0, but we'll be getting the output as VOL. So we are deriving this expression for VOL. So this case occurs if input is 1 and when required output is 0. So we'll be considering this case. So when Vout is 0, VDSP is minus VDD. Minus VDD less than or equal to minus VDD minus VT. So this condition is not satisfied, hence we say P transistor is operating in linear region. And since Vin is 1, this NMOS device is on, that is input greater than threshold value. So we say NMOS operates in saturation region. So current for NMOS expression is in saturation region. Beta by 2 VGSN minus VTN square. And VGSN is Vin. Gate voltage for NMOS is Vin. Source voltage is 0. So VGSN is Vin. Similarly, P transistor operates in linear region. So current expression is beta VGS minus VTP into VDSP minus VDSP square by 2. Substitute VGSP as minus VGD and VDSP as Vout minus VDD. So when input is 1, both pull up and pull down sections are on. Hence we can equate the current expressions. IDSN equals to IDSP. So equate current expressions, and Vout minus VDD square can be written as Vout square plus VDD square minus 2 Vout VDD by 2, that is A minus B whole square formula is applied here. So cross multiply these terms, 2 into this term minus this whole divided by 2. So these denominator 2's will get cancelled. Beta P is taken on left hand side. So on LHS we'll have beta N by beta P, Vin minus VTN square. And these two brackets are multiplied and few of the terms will get cancelled. And this is the expression you get once few terms get cancelled. So adding and subtracting VTP square on right hand side, This is the expression we obtain. So these underlined terms can be written as VDD plus VTP square, and the remaining terms can be written as V out plus VTP whole square. So once you simplify and obtain an expression for V out plus VTP, the expression is square root of VDD plus VTP whole square minus beta n by beta p into V in minus Vtn square. Therefore, V out will have minus VTP plus square root of VDD plus VTP square minus beta n by beta p V in minus Vtn whole square.